India as a land is a beautiful melting pot of culture, of color, of languages, of communities. And it is that tapestry that we'll be delving into today in our next episode of Leaders in Focus, where we sit down with Nitin Jain, who's the CTO of ShareChat, a company that has been instrumental in the manner in which they've been driving the next billion users of Bharat online. Enough of me waffling on. Let's dive into conversation. Hello and welcome to another episode of Leaders in Focus. With me is ShareChat's Nitin Jain. Sir, thank you so much for joining us for this conversation today.
Thank you for having me here. We are really glad to talk to you today.
So Nitin, I find it very interesting how ShareChat is building a community that taps into India's linguistic and cultural diversity. At your level, how do you bring to bear all of your experience to build out the infrastructure that supports, that leverages that?
Thank you for asking this question. Great question. So ShareChat is the largest native social media platform in India, and then we basically enable communities to discover the contents and have the conversations as well along the way with themselves. And as a part of this process, what's unique about ShareChat is the deep connection and the understanding that we have really built about Indian linguistic as well as the cultural diversity.
Yeah.
We support 15 plus languages in India and almost be able to reach out to every corner of the audiences within India. Now, relating to my experience, so before joining as a CTO of the ShareChat, I have worked with one of the largest technology companies in the world. I've worked with TikTok, Gojek, Tokopedia, and then many 0 to 1 startup, and I've been into various leadership positions. I think one of the unique thread across all of these engagement was building a tech which is not just only efficient, reliable and scalable, but something which is highly personalized as well.
Right.
And that's very critical to ShareChat to be able to build a local social media platform. And whether a user on our platform is coming from Jammu and Kashmir or is coming from Kerala, they should be able to discover the content and be able to converse with the content in their own language.
Absolutely.
And that is where my experience of building not only highly scalable and reliable solutions, which are cost effective, but simultaneously personalized, that comes into effect. I think two things that I'm very heavily focused on. One of them is how do we build the AI-led solutions? How do we really use AI to be able to build a deeper understanding about the Indian languages, about the user behavior? And the second one is how do we really build the lean and reliable, cost-efficient solutions so that we are really able to run the business sustainably. And just to put point an example, last year, we were running massive cash burn, and we were a cash flow negative company. Like through a significant amount of focus and perseverance, we turned the company into a cash flow neutral, while simultaneously at the same time be able to grow and be able to deliver the value to our customers through the new products and the feature developments.
I'm actually so glad you touched upon AI because that was one of the touch points I wanted to hit. So of course AI is all the rage, but equally concerns abound around privacy, particularly when you have such a large community of creators as y'all do. How do you create all of these personalized solutions like you want to while respecting privacy concerns?
Yes, no, that's a great question again. So as I was saying, I think for any social media company in India to succeed, I think one of the things they will have to do really, really well is be able to understand the demographics, be able to understand the diversity of the language, culture. And in today's world, it's like basically I need to be able to really be able to get into your mind and be able to assess what your personality is, what your liking, dislikings are, and who you as a person are. And the only technology in the world that can do this today is AI. And we understand that building AI-based solutions comes with a lot of responsibility, specifically when it comes to managing the data. So we're a data company at the heart. And what it really means is data company being a heart means is not just building the engineering practices around data. It's like how do we really think about data privacy, data safety, customer safety, and woven this as a part of our product and the technology development process. So these conversations really start when we are ideating about the product and understand what's the implication of those onto the data and more importantly the concerns that our users will care about. So all of the data that we use in ShareChat, this data is private, secured, encrypted, and any data that we use and feed into our models, we do it only after taking explicit consent from our users. And besides that, I think we are also extremely careful about what kind of contents are made accessible through our platform. So we have a very deep content moderation, and what that means is our ability to discover the contents which are not safe for consumption, which are harmful, discover those contents and prevent them from reaching to our audience at the
nipping it in the bud very early. essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think, so besides algorithm, one of our key focus area really is just ensure that we put a lot of effort towards trust and safety, put a lot of efforts towards ensuring that there are user controls in terms of how they want us to be able to use their data, and then be able to have a reasonable control on the life cycle of that data that they are living with us.
Right. You've also got some experience when it comes to decentralized finance and Bitcoin and all of those pieces, blockchain, all of those pieces. Do you think that has something? There's something over there that we mine, so to speak. When it comes to content creation and monetization on the creator side of the community of that economy.
Yeah, so this is something which very dear to my heart.
Okay.
So I have seen this transformation of the blockchain very closely, and I have actually been myself very deeply involved into that as well. So when I was in Indonesia and working for TikTok, Gojek, Tokopedia, as a part of the journey, I ended up building one of the largest crypto exchange within Indonesia.
Wow.
And I really believe, I'm a technologist by background, and I believe in the power of decentralization. And decentralization, primarily what it really means is, instead of putting in the trust into one person or the one entity, we basically distribute the trust across multiple people, and more importantly, we place the trust into the technology. That's what decentralization is enabling. What that means for us, for companies like ShareChat, for example, we run a lot of brand campaigns. So how do we really measure those brand campaigns and then work with our brand partners to be able to showcase the value of those campaigns onto our platform? There are a lot of creator payouts that happen onto the platform. So in terms of those creator payouts, what the engagement looks like, and then tracking that engagement and then using that information transparently to be able to pay out to our creators. And that's content creation. How do we really ensure the authenticity of the contents onto the platform, or ownership of the contents onto the platform? I think that is one of the biggest concerns, and this concern actually is going to become bigger and bigger as there are more of AI generated contents as well. And besides that, obviously content theft is one of the biggest problem as well in the content industry. So I think blockchain definitely is very well suited to be able to address multitude of use cases. However, there is a practical problem. I think the real problem is, first of all, this technology is not scalable. I think at massive scale, the technology still falters today.
Okay.
And besides that, I think the technology consumption is not easy. How do we really package the technology in a way that it becomes transparent to the end consumer? And I think somewhere businesses and technology are still figuring it out, that how should they start packaging this technology so that it benefits their user while removing their cognitive load. So from my perspective, I'm just watching this trend very closely. I'm sure we'll end up using this technology at the right time to be able to power some of these interactions that we are having with our partners and the user bases, and also enable the creator economy.
So when going through your profile, I saw your track record of building these high performance teams. What kind of leadership principles do you bring to bear to make that happen, to foster innovation, to nurture local talent?
So one of my key focus area in ShareChat, and generally as a part of my previous career, has been is building the highly performant autonomous teams which are able to take a problem, real world problem, and be able to solve this at scale.
Right.
Now, ShareChat as a company, we are a startup, but within that startup, we run actually multiple startups. What that means is we basically have the micro teams or macro teams. And these teams basically consist of team members coming from all different domains. And they are basically responsible for the business, for the product, and for the technology.
So they have complete ownership of that.
They have the complete ownership. They own the P&L. They own the cost. They own the growth or the revenue for the company. And these teams are fully empowered to really take their own decision. What this enables is, this gives them clarity. This gives them a mission.
Correct.
And this gives them then autonomy to be able to really drive things in their own way when it comes to day-to-day execution. Other big focus areas, finally we are a company which is built by the talent. So I think we have invested a lot of time in building and growing local strong leaders, both in product, technology, and the other areas. But simultaneously, we also took a very conscious call that we will go and tap one of the best AI ML talent across the world.
Right.
And this talent is the one that really helped us build some of these great AI solutions that we have in place, which enables us to understand our user base, specifically oriented towards the diversity of India. So now this combination of the local talent and international talent that we have got, right? This is what basically makes us unique. Simultaneously, we have this culture of experimentation. I think we fully empower people to try new ideas, learn, and then quickly iterate over the product and then test out their hypothesis. And what this means is basically, so our ShareChat has got this builder mindset, which enables us to do the quick innovation, which I think is definitely required for social media, high-paced company like us, which is very, very user-centric.
You spoke of this builder mindset. So looking through that lens, how do you view Indian social media's landscape? What are the kind of tech trends you see impacting it in the short to medium term?
Yeah, I think, see, first of all, technology landscape is shifting quite dramatically.
Yeah.
I think specifically in last 2.5 years, there have been fundamental changes. But I think for a company like us, I will say three things that matters most.
Okay.
So one is the AI and the innovation around AI that are happening in the world.
Right.
That's one. The number two is the creator monetization. I think our economy is eventually all the contents are really powered by the creators, or the engagements are powered by the creators. And the third one is how do we really build new content formats, engagement styles for people to be able to feel more engaging when they come onto the platform. So now when it comes to the AI, I think what AI is better and better for us, like deeper personalization, understanding. I think that's where we have invested a lot.
Right.
One of the area that I've started investing, and I think all of us need to really pay strong attention, is whatever is happening into the generative AI space. I think generative AI really have taken the world by storm.
Yes.
I think it's literally changing everything. The way people create contents. Now people don't create contents traditionally anymore. They ask the generative AI and the machine to create the contents on their behalf, and then do some sort of personalized editing on top of that.
Sped things up so rapidly.
Absolutely. And same is applying to the human productivity as well in other aspects. Like let's say for companies, even a lot of work, a lot of developer productivity or the product productivity, I think heavy lifting is being done by the machines. So how do we leverage those machines to be able to really innovate faster? I think so barrier to the entry have reduced because of Gen AI. Like people can really build quick product market fit prototypes and enter into the market. Now for companies like us, we'll have to be able to innovate faster and stay on top of the game. So I think that's one area. The second one, the creator economy, in the form of how do we really enable creators to be able to earn money either through gifting, either through the brand partnerships, or through the advertising-led revenue sharing. So we have been investing into building creator tools, which enables creator to build better contents and then simultaneously be able to reach out to these brands and the communities and be able to monetize the value that they have to offer. And third one is this new content type that I was just referring to you, right? New content type. I think we all have seen the change which has come in because of short form video.
Yep.
I think few other things that are taking boom now is interactive contents, things like live commerce or the episodic contents. And these are more sort of drama, short series-based contents. So I think these are the things which are slowly drifting the landscape of how user engages with the technology, with the product, with the companies. And I think these are the areas where we will keep focusing on.
True, and it will be so interesting to see how all of these creators take content in all of its avatars and run with it, create something new, maybe something we haven't even imagined before.
Yes. No, absolutely. I think this is what, like every now and then when you go into the social media, you see like the contents that are being produced, like they are right now you see probably this landscape, either there's a human or there is some form of AI of that.
Yeah.
Right. But then world is now slowly changing towards
The
all these multiple entities are coming into the mix. Right now, how do you combine a human? How do you build multi-character settings and then enable them to have some interesting dialogues together? I think once machine sort of closes those gaps, I think it's unfathomable world in terms of the quality of the contents that can be produced.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nitin, for chatting with us. It was lovely catching up with you.
Thank you. This is great catching up with you as well.
Perfect. Technology is certainly an intrinsic part of our lives, but it's in the innovative yet practical application of it that it can really impact our social fabric. And we certainly see that played out here at ShareChat. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Leaders in Focus. I'll see you in the next one.